the worst tour dare devs ever.
Jump if you dare. On May 24th, 2023, just days after graduating high school, 18-year-old Cameron Robbins from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was celebrating with several hundred classmates on a trip to the Bahamas.
700? God damn. Oh, y'all getting money. Bro, when I graduated, my school literally just said, F y'all. Like, that was it. We didn't do anything. And the only other thing we did before that was go to a skating rink. These going to the Bahamas?
They were staying at the Atlantis Paradise.
Damn! Was any of y'all school like this?
Island resort in Nassau. That evening, the group attended a sunset party cruise aboard Blackbeard's Revenge, a pirate-themed party boat. Around 9:40 p.m., near the uninhabited Athol Island northeast of Nassau, someone dared Cameron to jump off the boat into the dark ocean. Several students tried to grab him and stop him. They reached for him, attempting to hold him back, but Cameron broke free from their grip. He jumped into the water. Footage captured the aftermath. Cameron could be seen swimming in the dark waters. Friends threw a life preserver toward him. People screamed, "Grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy!" They were trying desperately to direct him to the flotation
who is his ass feeling like?
Device. But Cameron appeared to swim away from it. Within seconds, he vanished from view. The boat.
Hey, son, that's a school trip, so there's no way his ass was off alcohol, right? Right? I don't know who the hell he thought he was, bro. Thought he was David Goggins.
But Cameron appeared to swim away from it. Within seconds, he vanished from view. The boat remained anchored for hours as students searched frantically. The U.S. Coast Guard, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and United Cajun Navy searched the waters until about 3 a.m. Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Raymond King called the area really shark-infested. He said, "The probability of survival decreases significantly, particularly if a person did not have on a life vest, and particularly if a person is perceived to be intoxicated." The search covered 325 miles over 2 days. On May 27th, authorities called off the search. Cameron Robbins was officially designated lost at sea. His
whole time the dude who dared his ass was probably trolling like hell.
Body was never recovered. A memorial service was held at Broadmoor United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge. Cameron was described by his baseball coach as a fierce competitor and by his family as funny and kind-hearted. My darkest secret.
Damn, rest in peace,
on May 28th, 2018, in the early hours of the morning, a neighbor looked out her window in Heysham, Lancashire, and saw flames at 94-year-old Mary Gregory's bungalow. Firefighters rushed to the scene and found Mrs. Gregory unconscious in the conservatory, suffering from smoke inhalation. She was treated by paramedics and rushed to Royal Lancaster Hospital, but died 4 days later. An investigation by Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service concluded the most probable cause was a dropped or carelessly discarded cigarette. Mrs. Gregory was a heavy smoker with dementia. The coroner...
Yo, bro. Yo, every time I even hear about cigarettes, it's literally just a 94 smoking cigarettes.
The coroner recorded a verdict of accidental death. The case was closed. Then, weeks after the funeral, during a game of Truth or Dare with two friends, 17-year-old Tiernan Darnton revealed his darkest secret. He told them, "I have a secret I haven't told anyone. I may have killed someone." His friends didn't believe him. He persuaded them to keep quiet. But in May 2019, during a counseling session, Darnton mentioned a friend who could send me to prison cause of what he knows. He added that he had felt powerful at Mrs. Gregory's funeral because he knew what had happened, and everyone else in the room didn't. The counselor ended the session by saying, "I think you're trying to tell me you've killed someone."
What the f***? That's how you know his ass a little weirdo, bro. Like, hold on, I know for a fact, y'all peeped the way he was trying to be like, tell his friends, like, I killed somebody. Whole time in Truth or Dare sessions, you're not even supposed to be talking about shit like that. Bro, you supposed to be talking about, when I used to play Truth or Dare, well, my boys, bro, the most we would ever talk about was who we liked at the school and we wanted to crack. Like, and I swear that's the worst we would ever talk about. His ass, he proud of that shit. He one of them people that gotta go for things to get better, bro.
Darnton mouthed, "Yes." Police reopened the case. They discovered drawings of Mrs. Gregory's floor plan with labels like "good hiding place" and "quick exit." Evidence showed he had set the curtains on fire with a lighter, unplugged the phone, disabled a smoke alarm, and placed a table in front of the conservatory doors to block her escape. Investigators found disturbing searches under 18 murder and "how long do murderers serve in prison?" In November 2021, Darnton was convicted of murder and sentenced to life with a minimum of 15 years.
Yes. Bro, only 15? I'm gonna need to see at least 30 years on that, bro. It's like that. As soon as you let him out, he gonna go right back at it. That's so obvious.
Bridge incident. On a summer day in 2024, two teenagers, ages 15 and 16, were part of a group chat where dares were being shared among friends. The conversation turned to jumping off a bridge into Lake Hartwell, South Carolina. The pressure mounted through messages. Other teens egged them on. The two decided to go through with it.
Yeah,
they drove to the bridge and
peer pressure never that serious. I promise y'all, boys. Hell no, gang. Bitch, should have just hit him with a Uno reverse. Say, hell no. How about your ass hop out the bridge?
Climbed onto the railing. The drop to the water below was significant. Without hesitation, both teens jumped. They plunged into Lake Hartwell. Friends
and no one's even recording it.
Watching from the shore expected to see them surface. Seconds passed, then minutes. Neither came back up. Emergency services were called immediately. Dive teams searched the lake. Eventually, both bodies were recovered. Neither teen had made it back to shore. The local community was devastated. Candlelight vigils were held. Parents gathered, holding candles and photographs of the two teenagers. Flowers and messages were left at the bridge. In the days that followed, parents across the community warned about peer pressure games spreading through social media. The group chat that had contained the dare was examined by authorities. Friends who had participated in encouraging the jump were left traumatized. Counselors were brought into local schools. The deaths sparked conversations about the deadly consequences of online
that is hell, man.
dares. The bridge where the teenagers jumped became a memorial site. Parents begged other teenagers to think before accepting dangerous dares.
Now, am I gonna sit here and lie to y'all and be like, yo, what they did wasn't dumb as shit? Hell nah. Most they did most definitely is on the brain dead side of things. But at the same time, bro, it's crazy. I swear when we're teenagers, that's when we're at our dumbest, dude. Like the amount of dumb shit I was doing as a kid.
No matter how much pressure they felt from
I just thought about some shit I did as a teenager. Oh my God.
their peers. The community mourned 2 young lives lost to a moment of reckless decision-making. The boiling water incident. On March 22, 2017, in Florida, 8-year-old Kihari Pope was at a sleepover with her cousin and friends. The children decided to play Truth or Dare. The game started innocently enough. Then, someone dared Kihari to drink boiling water through a straw. The other children thought it would be funny to see if she would actually do it. Kihari accepted the dare. She put the straw to her lips and drank the scalding liquid. Immediately, she began screaming in agony. The boiling water burned her mouth, throat, and lungs. She collapsed. The adults rushed her to the hospital. Doctors discovered she had suffered severe internal burns to her throat and respiratory system.
Damn! You could die that easily, though? Like, yo, and if I was her, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. As soon as I seen it was too hot for me, I would have been on some troll, devious timing. I literally would have spat it right back in their face. Hell type of dare is that?
Kihari was placed in intensive care.
Damn, she was
underwent
only
multiple
8, too?
surgeries. For months, she lived with severe complications from the burns. Her airway was damaged.
Yeah, she was losing for
struggled to
months?
breathe. The internal injuries were catastrophic. Despite the medical team's efforts, Kihari's condition continued to deteriorate. The damage to her throat and lungs was too extensive. Eventually, 4 months later, she died from the injuries sustained from drinking the boiling water.
Damn.
The case shocked the nation. Parents were horrified that such a simple dare could result in death. Warning messages spread across social media about the deadly risks of dares among children. Kihari's family spoke out,
That's sad,
hoping to prevent
man.
other children
That
from
is
accepting
sad.
dangerous dares. Her death became a cautionary tale in schools across the country. The children who had dared her to drink the boiling water were left traumatized by what had happened. Kihari Pope was just 8 years old. The slug incident. On a warm evening in 2010,
Why he look like that?
19-year-old Sam Ballard was at a party in Sydney, Australia, with his rugby teammates. They were drinking wine in a backyard. The conversation was lighthearted. Then someone spotted a garden slug crawling across the patio. As a joke, one of Sam's friends dared him to swallow it.
Okay, this like, I'm gonna be honest. This one of the only dares in this video that isn't completely like, I'm gonna be honest. This don't sound too crazy so far.
Everyone laughed. It seemed like harmless fun. Sam picked up the slug and swallowed it whole. Everyone cheered. The party continued. Sam went home that night thinking nothing of it. Days passed. Then Sam began feeling strange. He developed severe pain in his legs. Within weeks, he could barely walk. He went to the hospital. Doctors discovered the slug had carried rat lungworm parasites.
Damn!
The parasites had infected Sam's brain, causing a severe infection called eosinophilic meningoencephalitis.
The hell is that? Bro, this is like Homer Simpson scan, I ain't gonna lie.
Sam fell into a coma for 420 days. When he finally woke up, he was paralyzed from the neck down. The infection had left him a quadriplegic. He couldn't walk, couldn't feed himself, couldn't breathe without assistance.
Damn, all off eating a slug? I ain't gonna lie, I still stand by the fact that this is the least dumbest dare we've seen in this whole video though, I swear. Cause I feel like the average person, if we being honest, they don't know about parasites that lurk in lakes and shit like that, bro. Like me, would I ever eat a slug? Hell no, gang. I'm afraid of roaches and ants. Like, come on, though. But point is, bro, most people do not know about parasites that you can get from swimming in lakes, being around stray animals and everything, bro. You can get parasites from so many things. It don't make sense. I feel like the average person don't even know about it.
For 8 years, Sam lived with severe disabilities, requiring around-the-clock care.
Damn,
his
bro.
mother became his full-time caregiver. Sam's friends were devastated by what their dare had caused. In 2018, 8 years after swallowing the slug, Sam Ballard died from complications related to the infection. He was 28 years old. His death highlighted the hidden dangers that can lurk in seemingly innocent dares.
Wow.
Sam's friends carried the weight of what had happened for the rest of their lives.
That's gotta be traumatizing.
The fireworks incident. On October 24th, 2024, during Diwali celebrations in Bengaluru, India, a group of friends gathered to celebrate the Festival of Lights. Fireworks were everywhere. The night air was filled with explosions and colorful displays.
Bro, I swear this whole thing is about someone sticking a firework up their ass, bro. I'm gonna be mad as hell, bro.
The men had been drinking, and the atmosphere was festive and reckless.
Don't do it.
Someone brought out a large box of fireworks
Don't
and
do it.
suggested a dare. They challenged a 32-year-old man in the group to sit on top of the box while they lit the fuses.
Man, God, dumbass, man.
Friends laughed and egged him on. The man, emboldened by alcohol and peer pressure, agreed. He climbed onto the box and sat down.
Like, yo, I don't know. Is the average human just stupid as hell? Because, brother,
His friends lit the fireworks. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the entire box exploded beneath him. The force of the blast was catastrophic. The man was thrown into the air. The explosives detonated with tremendous power, causing fatal injuries.
Yeah.
Friends screamed and rushed to help, but it was too late. Emergency services arrived quickly, but the man
I think this might be the dumbest one. This is a grown-ass man, by the way. With all due respect to him, though, of course.
died at the scene from his injuries.
The other ones
Witnesses
I could give.
told police it had been part
The other ones I could give a little bit of a slide by because they young as hell. But come on, bro. I can't do that for his ass. I'm
of a
sorry.
dare. The case received widespread coverage across India. News outlets showed footage of the aftermath, warning
And it was
others about the
daytime,
dangers
too?
of combining alcohol, fireworks, and peer pressure. The
Facts.
man's family was left to mourn a senseless death. His friends who had encouraged the dare were left traumatized and guilt-ridden. Authorities used the incident as a warning during future Diwali celebrations. Senior assassin incident. On a day in May 2025, high school seniors in Arlington, Texas, were participating in Senior Assassin, a popular
What?
end-of-school tradition. The game involves students chasing each other with water guns,
Okay.
trying to eliminate opponents. It's meant to be harmless fun,
It happened
a
this
way
year,
for
too.
graduating seniors to bond before heading to college. Players track each other's locations and stage surprise attacks. That afternoon, 17-year-old Isaac Leal was participating in the game with friends.
Okay.
They had spotted their target and began pursuit in a Jeep. The chase intensified. The vehicle accelerated through streets. The adrenaline was high. The teenagers were laughing and yelling, caught up in the excitement of the game. As the pursuit continued, Isaac climbed onto the back of the moving Jeep. He was trying to get a better position during the chase.
What?
Friends later said he was riding on the exterior of the vehicle.
Biggs. All right, bro. I don't know. His ass think this Call of Duty or something, bro. What? Think he James Bond?
Then the Jeep hit a bump in the road. Isaac lost his grip and fell from the moving vehicle onto the street. His head hit the pavement with devastating force. The Jeep screeched to a halt. Friends jumped out, screaming. Someone called emergency services. Isaac was rushed to the hospital with catastrophic head injuries. For weeks, he remained in intensive care, clinging to life. Doctors did everything they could. His family kept vigil at his bedside, but the injuries were too severe. In early June 2025, after weeks in the hospital, Isaac Leal died from his
That's
injuries.
sad,
Investigators confirmed the death occurred during the Senior Assassin game. The incident sparked debate about whether such games should be banned.
I don't know if it should be banned because one person wanted to take it to the extreme of that. Or if you count his friend's freedom, but I feel like that's just unfortunate, bro. I ain't gonna call him what I'm gonna call him. But you know what I was gonna call him, though.
Some schools across Texas immediately prohibited the tradition. If you'd like to see more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and feel free to drop suggestions for the next video in the comments.
Wow. All right. That was actually a pretty good video by Simple Paint, man. Anyways, though, if y'all like this video and y'all like the reaction, man, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Turn post notifications on and like the video, man. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Peace.